Hey everyone, Midlife Sniper here. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I wanted to take a few minutes and talk about my experience of playing Battlefield 2042 on PC versus on the PS5. I mainly play on PC, but sometimes I like to just kick back and play on my PS5, so I've got quite a few hours playing both platforms. Now, this isn't meant to be a mouse and keyboard versus controller style video. I've already done a Battlefield 2042 aim assist video, but rather, what are the graphical differences, control lag, settings, etc. This way, you guys that play on console can get an idea of what it's like to play on PC, and the PC players can get an idea of what the console player's experience is like. So on my PC, which probably has about the beefiest graphics card that's available to date, it's an RTX 3090. I play on 1440p resolution and get about 100 or so frames per second. Now, the game is definitely not optimized. I should be able to get about double that amount if the game were properly making use of my GPU. And I'm hoping that DICE will fix this in the future. Aside from the frames, though, the resolution looks super crisp. It's kind of hard to capture in a game capture video, but the level of detail in the graphics is really, really nice. There's also a lot of graphics settings on PC that the PS5 doesn't have access to, like being able to turn down the quality in order to maximize frames, or, on the other hand, being able to turn up the quality and get less frames. And being able to choose what resolution you want the game to run at, it's also missing from the console menu. I usually tend to go with the lower quality because you know what they say, frames wins games. Which isn't always true because I do get destroyed sometimes by people on last-gen consoles. So in comparison, the graphics on the PS5 look pretty decent, but I don't think that they're the best they could be. I'm pretty sure that DICE has tuned down the graphics in order for the game to run well on the last-gen consoles, so we're not getting full potential of what the PS5 is capable of, I don't think. I do run my PS5 on a 4K 120Hz monitor, but Battlefield 2042 doesn't even come close to running at that resolution or frame rate. It seems to run at about 60 frames per second and definitely doesn't look like it's in 4K. In fact, I read an article that stated in order for the game to achieve 60 frames on console, it runs at less than 1080p, even on the new-gen PS5 and Xbox Series X. Just like on PC, this is just a result of the game being poorly optimized in its current state. Hopefully, this will be able to be improved in the near future with updates. So the biggest difference that I want to get into that I've found when playing on console is the controller input lag. On PC, the controller feels crisp and responsive, but on the PS5, the controller feels very, very laggy to me. To me, the camera movement or aim seems to feel very, very clunky on console, which makes it extremely hard to be precise. It's very hard to get used to. Here's some video footage that I took of my controller stick being moved and how the camera moves in relation, just to illustrate the input lag. I recorded this footage on 120 frames per second and slowed it down to 20% speed, which is about 25 frames per second, so you guys can see how much more laggy the PS5 controls are. On this PC clip, hopefully you guys can tell that the camera moves almost as soon as I move the stick and stops moving almost the instant that I let off. Now let's compare that to the PS5. As you can see, the camera seems to take a long time to start moving when the stick is pressed. And if you notice, it also continues to move a little even after I let off the stick. There's definitely some control lag going on. I know it looks drastic when it's slowed way down like this, and it's harder to tell at normal speed, but you can definitely feel it in game. I suppose that if all you play on is PS5 or whatever console, you probably get used to it, but I've seen a lot of people complain about the issue online. Compared to Call of Duty or other games that don't have the lag issue, it's definitely a noticeable problem. Now, I'm not sure if this is the issue or not, but on PC, there's a setting to be able to turn off VSync. With VSync on, the game does have more input lag, so maybe it's a matter of some sort of VSync being implemented on the PS5 that's causing this, but it can't be turned off like on PC. It's another one of those missing settings that's on PC that's not on console. Anyway, guys, that's my experience with playing Battlefield 2042 on PC and PS5 and some of the differences that I notice. Hopefully, the developers will be able to get some of these issues worked out in upcoming updates. Let me know in the comments if you guys notice the input lag and if you feel like it affects your gameplay or not. I appreciate you guys sticking to the end of the video. Please help me out and give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing with the bell notification to catch all of my upcoming videos. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone.